Alright, well, AOC came out and got pretty close to a decent point, but as usual, she correctly identifies a problem but fails to recognize how it is made worse by one of the most destructive creatures made by government, which of course is the Federal Reserve. But not only that, she offers a terrible, terrible solution, which is par for the course for her and others like her. So she's saying that the pay that CEOs receive is often tied to the stock price of their company. That is very often true. She is also saying that these stock buyback programs, pharmaceutical companies in particular are engaging in, are increasing their stock prices, thus increasing the pay that CEOs receive. Again, there is a lot of truth in that. She's not wrong. The thing she doesn't mention, though, and politicians seldom do, is that interest rates being so low because of the Federal Reserve causes a good chunk of this behavior. Now, I want to point out that it is not a total explanation of all stock buybacks, of course, the majority of which are bought with cash, but buybacks funded with debt are around 30% of all buybacks, and have been increasing. And why shouldn't they? The last thing a company would want to do in a near 0% interest rate environment would be to have excess cash sitting around. And with 0% interest rates, it makes buying stock back with debt a pretty attractive endeavor. It highly incentivizes more stock buybacks. And no, CEOs will not be complaining. They can make a killing off of it. But as I said, AOC does not address the Federal Reserve as being the root of the problem here. Instead, she just wants Congress to end stock buybacks. The other thing to point out as far as CEOs having their pay increase through stock prices is the fact that 0% interest rates also destroy savings accounts. You can't get any return at all on savings accounts right now, and you haven't been for the past decade at least. You'd probably make $5 a year off of 10 grand sitting in your savings. So what does this incentivize people to do? Well, put your money in the stock market, of course, as that is the only place to get any sort of return. Many people putting their money in the stock markets bid all the prices up, and not only will CEOs make a killing if their pay is tied to their stock price, that whole wealth disparity and income inequality issue is made worse as well, as who owns the most stock? The rich do. The more people funneling money into the stock market, the better it is for them, the more money they make. And it's actually a very explicit goal of the Federal Reserve to raise asset prices. So in a nutshell, they really are saying all that stuff that the really rich people own, our goal is to make it even more worthwhile to own, so when you sell it, you make a killing. They could restate their goal as just saying everything that the rich people own, we want them to make more money when they eventually sell it. And it's extremely disproportionate, by the way, to how much a middle-class person would make. This all stems from the behavior of the Federal Reserve, and as usual, people like AOC never mention it. It never comes up. Instead, we have her simply advocating for more government control rather than addressing the actual entity created by government that causes all these problems to begin with. But that is all for now. Like, subscribe, and share this video, please. It's unbelievably appreciated, and you take it easy.